Hey, my name's Anna. I'm head coach at Leveraged, and today with me I have Vlad for Success Interview. Hey, Vlad, please tell
Hi,
us a little bit more about yourself and your trading story.
hi Anna. Taking it from the beginning, I started trading in 2021. Actually, when I moved to United Kingdom, 'cause I live in United Kingdom at the moment.
Mhm.
I didn't hear too much at that time about trading, uh, but when I heard about, basically, it was me and my brother-in-law.
Okay.
He was having a bit of experience in the past, but not a lot. So he introduced me what is trading and what is about forex and this kind of stuff. And
Mhm.
yeah, it sounded interesting, and I started to learn basically 5 years ago.
All right. So you have quite a lot of experience because I always say that about 2 years is when we start to experience some emotional control and we learning about that. So maybe you can walk us through your journey, especially like the time where you were struggling a little bit more, because obviously now you have a lot of experience. So I just want to know that struggles because that's where the traders connect the most is the struggles, right?
Yeah. Yes. Well, firstly, the first struggle that I had when I started, it was having a strategy. Basically, at that time, people when they start learning about trading, they usually go, online. They're trying to find out
Yeah.
what it's about, and everyone is talking about strategies, strategies, strategies. Have a good
Mhm.
strategy if you want to become successful. So this is where I've started. Actually, start watching online videos about trading, videos about uh, other people that were successful. Uh,
Mhm. Mhm.
but when you started doing this, you're trying to get a lot of information from everywhere,
Mhm.
and you have a lot of stuff in your head. You're saying, no, this is good for me, this is good for me, but
Yeah.
actually, uh, when the time will pass, you'll realize that, look, only this one is good for me, only this
Mhm.
kind of
Mhm.
strategy is good for me, because during the time you'll apply different things, which at some point maybe are not going to work. But
Mhm.
what I can say is that uh, through time, I've learned a lot.
Right. And do you know what was your turning point in your journey where you would say that now I became a profitable trader?
Yeah, actually, when I started the trading, I was starting with a pro firm.
Mhm.
At that time, it was more comfortable. I said that I'll start because I want to have a good management, money management, and
Mhm.
I want to try to uh, be comfortable with this. But
Yeah.
I started with the prop firms at that time, and then I realized after, of course, I've had a lot of accounts, which probably everyone does in the beginning.
Mhm.
That was
Yeah.
a turning point when I've said no. I'm going to stop. I'm going to try to learn more, and when I'm going to come back, I'm going to try to start trading with my own money. Which actually this happened, I think, 2 years ago. I've done this
Mhm.
for a couple of months uh, with a lot of knowledge that I got in the time that when I didn't trade at all, and
Mhm.
it worked. And I said, yeah, this is good. I'll try to stick to the rules, and I'll try again with the prop firms. And
Right.
since a couple months ago, when I started with leverage, I can say that the things are good at the moment. Uh, and yes, that was the turning point when basically I said I need to stop, I need to learn more, and then come back.
Mhm. Right. So gaining that control, obviously, the risk
Yes.
management, emotions. Can I ask a question? And this is like I'm always scared to ask these questions because we as traders we go through so much trauma, right? But I think it's also important for others who are listening to this now. I think this is also like an encouragement. But
Yeah.
maybe you can share with us more. What was the emotions that you struggled the most when you were at that low, where you were losing account? So
It's
maybe you can open up a little bit about
yeah,
those
it's
emotions.
simply when you are at low points in your head, it's simply that you're thinking that you cannot do it
Mm-hmm.
because you're just going through, you're not successful. You're seeing that your strategy is not good enough, and you're just thinking that maybe this is not for me. So
Mhm.
I had these moments a lot of times, but I've said no. I'm going to continue. I'm going to learn more, and I'm going to follow my strategy. This is what I can say. If people will see this video, just stick to your strategy. Whatever will
Mhm.
happen, if that's your strategy, if you worked a lot and you try to learn a strategy, just follow the rules, and that's it.
It's the
And then
discipline,
and
isn't
then
it?
all
The
your
discipline.
emotions, all your
Yeah.
emotions then will go.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, heard this. I've heard this so many times, but you know what I want to say? It's easier said than done. Like it's so
Yes,
easy to say
100%.
just follow the strategy, but
100%.
actually when it comes to execution, right? When we need to
Yeah.
follow the strategy, then we're like,
Yes.
oh, let me just move my stop loss. Oh, let me just double
Yeah.
this trade, or
Yes.
this is it. I'm gonna make my money here. I know,
Yeah.
I mean I know what you're talking about, but for sure,
Yeah,
discipline is
of
something.
course.
Yeah.
Everyone went through this. So even
Mhm.
even if you are experienced and you're saying, "Yeah, I'm controlling my emotions," you still have moments when you're thinking, "No, I'm going to do this. I'm going to move my stop loss a bit." Or, but if you have a proper management, you'll be successful.
For sure, for sure. Vlad, can you please tell us a little bit more on your strategy? Like, what is your favorite assets to trade? What kind of time frame do you operate on? Like, just a little bit more on your strategy.
Yeah. What my strategy is simple. And it's based on small money concept. So I'm not using a lot of ideas, because in the past I had a lot of ideas in my head and I tried to apply in one trade, for example, a lot of stuff from different strategies, and
Mm-hmm.
they didn't work. And I've said no. I'm going to use this strategy. I'm trading mostly. I mean, not mostly, but in the last couple of months, I've started to trade on Germany 30 index. But before that, I used to trade quite a lot gold. Even now, I'm trading sometimes gold, but from I think 3 or 4 months ago, I was focusing more on Germany 30. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to have just few pairs, so I'm not picking up a lot of pairs on forex or indexes. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and mostly I'm doing my analysis on 4 hour time frame, 1 hour time frame, and I'm just executing my trades basically on 5 or 15 minutes.
Right. So keeping it very, very simple. Do you, because
Yes,
obviously
yes,
you did mention you trade smart money concepts. So is it like an order blocks? Do you look
yes.
at those? Okay. Do you also use Fibonacci levels for that as well?
No, no. I'm using
All
I'm
right.
using only I'm using only order blocks. I'm analyzing it. Usually, I'm starting my day basically at 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm just opening my laptop or my phone, making
Mm-hmm.
an analysis. I'm trying to see the momentum on the market or the trend on the market. I'm just waiting
Mm-hmm.
to execute my setup in a uh, area where I'm interested to buy or to sell, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the most of the. It's a simple strategy I'm trying to use because, as I've said, I'm trying to control my emotions. In
Mm-hmm.
theory, basically, day by day, I'm an emotional person. Basically, well, my job actually is I'm a supervisor, and through this in the industry where I'm working is a lot of stress and this kind of stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
when I'm doing trading, I don't want to get any stress. I just want to make it
Well,
simple and just execute it, because I have a lot of stress with my work. So
right.
trading,
I think I think you have picked the wrong way because trading, I think
no,
trading normally just adds on that stress.
no. You would need to be one day with my job, and then you'll change your mind.
Oh, no, thank you. I already have enough with mine. Sometimes coaching as well can get very stressful. But no, I do understand that definitely it's much better than to stick to the process. Can
Yes,
I ask you what sessions do you mostly trade then? Because obviously 7 o'clock, so must be London session, New
yes.
York.
No,
Okay.
London
Mhm.
session. I've tried to in the past. I used to do trading mostly on New York session, but
Okay.
in last couple of months, I've said, no, I'm going to do it only on London session. I'm not the person that like a lot of volume. It
Mhm.
is volume on London session as well, but New York is much more than that. So I like to do more on London session.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you so much for sharing that part of your journey and a little bit on your strategy. I would like to ask a question. Where did you actually find out about leveraged? Where did you saw
Online,
about us, hear about
online,
us?
on Facebook, to be
Online.
fair.
All
Yeah,
right.
and
Okay.
I would say to people that this turbo account is, to be fair, is the greatest idea that I could see on the market. uh, because most of the people, they buy a simulation account,
Mm-hmm.
they pay for the simulation phase the full amount
Mm-hmm.
of money, and also that accumulates a bit of emotion in you as a person because you already paid some money for that account. But
Mm-hmm.
basically, this turbo account I've choose, it was simple. You pay, you pass. Sorry, you pay the fee, the small fee that it
Mm-hmm.
is. You pass, and then you just pay for the funded account, which is great. To be fair,
Mm-hmm.
this is the greatest idea that I can see on the market.
All right. Well, thank you so much. We do hear a lot of compliments about our turbo.
Yeah.
And I do must say, it just gives an opportunity to trader to try it out, right? Because
Yes,
there's no strings attached. If you don't pass, you don't pay. Simple as that.
yes,
And if you do
yes,
pass,
exactly.
then you have an opportunity to pay.
Of
Right. So
course,
about your experience with program itself. Obviously we do know once you get funded, there's a consistency rule. There's also
exactly.
trailing drawdown, a minimum day. So it feels like there's a lot of rules. So can you just share your, open and genuine experience? How was it to trade turbo funded account?
Well, my first turbo account, I passed the simulation phase. I I
Okay.
picked up the $50,000 account,
Hmm.
and basically what happened on the first account, it was that I had a trade, which was, I think, $2,000 profit, and then I've read the rules, the consistency rules, and the three profitable trading days, and all this
Hmm.
kind of rules that you had. But basically, I think in the beginning I did understand 100% the 20% consistency rule,
Hmm.
and after I realized that I've done that trade, I had $2,000 profit,
You
and
need to
then
make 10,000 now to
yes, yes,
reach your consistency.
it's 5 times, and then I realized no, I could close this profit long time ago because
Oh.
I didn't really want it to let it so long, and basically that
Mhm.
that account grew up quite a lot, but it wasn't successful, and then I chose the second account. I passed it as well, and I've understood 100% the 20% consistency rule, and
Mhm.
it was successful.
All right.
And
Okay.
it's simple. It's no hard rule. Is if you understand it, you can make your plan.
Hmm. Right. So you know what we've heard, Vlad, that also many traders share that with the consistency rule in place, it actually helps to be more consistent trader. It
Yes,
helps to regulate emotions, control your risk much better. Did you
yes,
find that as well? Because once you
yes,
understood, was it easy to trade with that rule?
yes. It was very easy to trade because, as you've said, people will know the to be will learn a lot to be consistent in this, and also because
Mhm.
everyone when it's starting to trade, they making like a plan. For example, they're saying I'm risking this, I'm trying to get this profit, and
Yeah.
being consistent, you don't need to have big trades because this one won't help you. So
Mhm.
you need to be consistent, your small trades, end up the day and come back next day. That's it. It's very simple.
I like to always ask the question to traders if they do, like yourself, make 2K a day, how many
Yeah.
times can you replicate that? Can you do that every single
It's
day?
hard.
Or is it just
No.
like a one lucky trade? Right? Exactly. So, and that's why the consistency is there, just to keep you consistent and just take a small bits from the market what you
Yes.
can. So
I mean,
I'm really happy to hear
Mhm.
that you got
even
well with that.
e- even if it happens, for example, to have a big trade, then at least try to be consistent with the next trades, reach your
Mhm.
target, reach your 20%, and even if it takes more time, because most of the
Mhm.
people when they trading, it is a small thing in the mind saying I want to make money as well, but
Yeah.
try to leave that one apart and be consistent. That's it.
That's such a good advice for sure, is not to focus on that money, because obviously as
Yeah.
traders we do trade because we want to make money. I always
Yeah.
like to say this thing, if you follow your plan, if you execute according to your strategy, the money
Yes.
will come no matter what. It's just like a
Exactly.
buy a product, right? So
Exactly.
it's gonna come no matter what. But don't focus on that. Focus on your process and not
Exactly.
the outcome that's gonna come, right? So yeah, that's a really definitely a good way to look at it. Right.
Yeah.
And how was your payout experience? I would like to know if you can share more on that as well.
Was great. after I reached my 20% consistency and requested the payout. Before I
Mhm.
requested the payout, basically because it was the 14 days to wait. Uh,
Mhm.
I had the risk management interview with the team, which was a very friendly person. I had a nice chat as well. He asked me about my strategy. It was very constructive for myself to have this experience as well because I didn't have it before. So of course I
Mhm.
was stressed. I had some emotions as well, but it was simple. It was easy, and the staff is very helpful as well and very friendly. Uh, I've requested my payout, which was next day, and basically in less than 24 hours, I had the money. I received the payout. It
All
was very
right.
fast.
Well, that's great. That's a really good experience. And I'm sorry that you do needed to go through that stress, but I always say the risk
No, but
team, we have the
it's
best
isn't
risk
the
team.
stress. The stress is not because of the team. It's because people are thinking, what kind of question is going to be?
Yeah.
How am I going to answer? It's just because we are humans in the end, and we're thinking
Mhm.
sometimes probably too much.
Probably too much. Yes,
Yeah.
for sure. And I always say, you know what? As long as you're alive, you're gonna have emotion. No
Yes.
matter what, you're gonna have emotion. But I'm so happy to hear that you did had a positive experience with our risk team and obviously also a payout. So, and also as a traders, we do need to treat ourselves, right? So I want to be a little nosy and ask you, what did you do with your payout?
Well, the money are still in the account because I've just recently moved to a new house with my partner, with my wife, uh, and we're just planning to buy some new things for the house. To be fair, uh, and for myself, a shed, of course, because I have a small garden and I have a lot of tools because I work and and this kind of stuff. The rest doesn't matter. My wife knows what to do with it. So
Oh, okay, great. So, there was another trader as well when I asked the question, what is it that you did with the money? And he's like, I'm just gonna let my wife spend it.
yes,
So
yes,
that's great. That's great. Definitely need to treat yourself as well. Just
yes,
remember that, right?
yes.
But Vlad, thank you so much for sharing your experience. It was a pleasure to chat to you, and thank you so much for
Thank you.
sharing also your, experience as a trader. But before I let you go, if you could suggest something to a trader that is starting out, what would be the advice that you would give them?
For the traders that just starting,
Mhm,
I would say uh, that at some point, even if it takes a period of time, they will make
mhm.
it. Because if you like it, and if you are really serious in this kind of industry and whatever market, if you keep learning, at some point the success will come.
Right. That's a great encouragement. Just keep on pushing, right? Keep on
Keep on
pushing,
pushing.
keep on
Yes.
going. Right. Well, thanks so much, Vlad. It was a pleasure to chat to you. I wish you all the best. More
Thank
payouts
you.
to come. And who knows, maybe more
Hopefully.
success interviews as well, right?
Hopefully.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a good day, Anna.